Thank you for joining us for the second annual ICCS Summer School. We're really pleased to have you here. My name is Marla Fuchs, for those of you that haven't met me, and I'm the Executive Program Director here for ICCS and within the building at Dampt. And I'm introducing Professor Emily Shuckburgh and Professor Colm-cille Caulfield to give you a little introduction to ICCS in this week.
Okay, thank you very much, Marla, and thank you to everyone for coming, and welcome. Indeed, I'd like to welcome you to the Centre for Mathematical Sciences. In my day job, I'm actually one of the professors in this department. I'm the head of one of the two departments, the Department of Applied Mathematics and Theoretical Physics. There's also the Department of Pure Mathematics and Mathematical Statistics here, and between the two of us, we make up the Faculty of Mathematics, and there's about 120 faculty academic staff, maybe 150 postdoctoral researchers, nearly over 300 PhD students working here on various aspects of the mathematical sciences, all the way from category theory and Bayesian statistics, all the way through to cosmology, particle physics, and such like. It was built in the early 2000s, opened by the late Queen in June of 2005. And here, that is actually a picture of the Betty and Gordon Moore Library. These are the various, we call them pavilions, the offices for the various researchers. And the building that is here is the Isaac Newton Institute, the National Institute for Mathematics, where there's typically long programs about various aspects of research, and is perhaps most famous as the place where Andrew Wiles announced that he had proved Fermat's last theorem. He hadn't quite. It took about it took about a year to tidy it up, but it was actually announced there in a seminar. So it's a very inspiring place to be, and I hope over the next week you find this an interesting place to be. I'm having real kind of flashback aspect. This was actually where I was lecturing my final year course on waves, and it was particularly appropriate for the data wave people. The third example sheet was an awful lot about internal waves and ray tracing and so on. I had lots of there were 9 o'clock lectures. The students were not very engaged. There was a lot of them online, but it's nice to see you all in person. So of course, we're all here as part of Veggie, the Virtual Earth System Research Institute, wonderfully supported by Schmidt Futures, and really we're all working together to try and improve the accuracy and credibility of climate models, and really bringing together computational tools, high-quality software engineering, data science, machine learning, AI-type approaches to really revolutionize how we do climate modeling. And the real part that we at the Institute of Computing for Climate Science do is really we sit at the center, at the core. Maybe with our Cambridge hat, we like to think of ourselves as the hub of the bicycle wheel, with the different spokes going off to the different teams. Here, Data Wave, Lemon Tree, M² lines, and SACIP, and very excited at the future that's coming down the line, that we're going to have 2 more teams joining the program in we call them the Veggie 23 teams, Calypso and Fetch 4. That will be great to bring them in. But I thought it would be now a good moment to call on our academic director of the Veggie core, which we call the Institute of Computing for Climate Science, for you really to tell us about our philosophy and then some more of what's going to happen for the week ahead. So over to you, Emily.
Thank you, Colm. So hello, everyone. So I'm Emily, and as Colm said, I'm the academic director of ICCS. I'm a climate scientist, but I'm based in our computer science department, which is just a few hundred meters down the road. What I thought I'd give you just a little bit of an overview for those of you who aren't already familiar of what ICCS is. and then also, how we hope to support you throughout this week, but also into the future. And one of the things that I actually really wanted to emphasize as being what I hope, not only is the content of this summer school hopefully going to be really useful to you, but I hope also that the connections that you make between each other is also really valuable, because as much as anything, the Veggie core activity that we are supporting through ICCS is as much as anything about helping to connect you all together. We recognise that there's lots of commonalities between each of the different Veggie projects in terms of what you're trying to achieve, and where we can help make those connections and support, then we're really really keen to do that. And so please do also have in your heads during this week thinking about where you might be able to make those connections. But the other thing that we're also really aware of is that we want to help support you in your future careers as well. So, Veggie itself is more of, it's the individual projects, but it's also about really creating a much greater program of activities and a lasting program of activities. So if any of you want any help or support or ideas in terms of that broader future direction, then please do approach any of us and take the opportunity of finding out about what's happening in the other Veggie projects, because that may be open up avenues for you in terms of your future careers as well. So that's just by way of kind of background. This slide here just shows some of the structure of ICCS. So we're based here in Cambridge, linking together quite a lot of different expertise across the university here in Cambridge. So these are some of the different institutes that are really centrally involved in delivering ICCS. The Department of Applied Mathematics and Theoretical Physics, which is based here in the Centre for Mathematical Science. My own department, the Department of Computer Science and Technology, which, as I said, is just down the road, and Dominic Orchard, who is here, who's one of the other directors of ICCS, is also partially based in the Department of Computer Science and Technology. University Information Services, which among other things hosts a big team of research software engineers, including our own research software engineers from ICCS, and Chris Edstall, who's at the back there, is based in the University Information Services. And then finally, Cambridge Zero. Cambridge Zero is a pan-university initiative that I lead, which is focused on climate and the university's response to climate across research, education, and our broader engagement. And it connects together across the university everything we're doing across each of those different dimensions, and is centrally involved in supporting ICCS as well. So that's as our kind of remit is to support climate scientists through software engineering, and many of you will have hopefully met some of our research software engineers, and we'll have further opportunity to meet them during the course of this week, but also these other topic areas that then intersect, and many of you will be involved in this, whether that's looking at different aspects of computer science in terms of a discipline and how that can be brought into the work of climate scientists, and Dominic is heavily involved in that side of things, whether it's about using, as many of you are in your own individual projects, AI or machine learning methods, mathematical methods, or indeed data science methods. This is the team. We're all here in the room, the leadership team of ICCS. And we're all really, really happy to talk to any of you individually over the course of this summer school, or connect up with you afterwards as well. So please do approach any of us if you have any questions that you think that we might be able to help with. And this is the rest of the team who aren't all here in this room, but you will get to meet hopefully at other points during the week. Are they all here? Okay, let's go through. Should we go quickly through? Okay, so let's quickly say then, Paul, do you want to just wave your hands? Paul is our engineering lead, and then our research, maybe we just all stand up, the research software engineers. Do you want to all just stand up and say hello and wave so that people at least know? There you go, and Paul again. Okay, so excellent. So people will have a chance to meet all of them over the course of the summer school. And then we also have, and they are also both in this room, two of our postdoctoral fellows, our early career advanced fellows. So we have Lara, who's here, and Henry, who's at the back there. And they are both working on projects at the intersection between machine learning, data science, and climate science. And again, we'll be very, very happy to talk to you about the work that they're doing, but also about your own work. And then the last people that we have to introduce you to are our operations people who you might have had some emails from already, Danny and Sam. And again, here to help. And then finally, the final set of people to introduce you to are our summer school volunteers, and they are wearing red lanyards. And so we've got Sophie and Ira, who are sitting here, and the rest of them here, not in this room. Oh, behind me. There you go. Please, again, they're here to help, so if you have any questions, then just say hello.
Okay. Dominic, do you want to talk about the hackathon first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, wait, I need it. Thanks. I'll just hold that. Great. So, as you may have seen on your program, on the last day, we're going to have a hackathon. Some of you have already seen my perhaps slightly too long video on YouTube about this, so I'll try and be more brief here. Hackathon is a great chance to work together and do something for a day, write some code together and have some fun, put into practice perhaps some of the things you've been learning this week and learn from each other. So later in the week, on Thursday, we will have a chance where people can pitch projects for the hackathon. The idea is to have some piece of work that a team of, say, 5 people can get on with in the space of a day and actually achieve something. So I just wanted to say something about it now so that you could be thinking, oh, maybe there's a project I have that I could bring and pitch on Thursday to do on Friday and get some people together to work on it with me. So maybe it's something that you're already doing or that you'd like to try, or you've got a piece of software you'd like some help adding a feature to or fixing some things with. So do have a think, and if you're not sure, come and chat to me in the week. And you know, the good thing about sort of some school like this is we can all kind of get to know each other, learn from each other in this week, which I hope we will do. So yeah, come and chat to me if you want to talk more about potential hackathon idea. All right, cool. Oh.
Okay, so last but not least, of course, fire assembly point. That's the door out, and then we should meet on the lawn that's in front of reception. If anything were to go wrong, we don't have any known fire alarms this week, so if there's an alarm, we'll be leaving the room. Bathrooms are across the hall, and if any first aid things, reception, Bethlehem reception's well-resourced and able to help. I think everybody has Wi-Fi access, but if you have struggled with that, we've had people struggle with that in the past, no, then let us know. And recordings will be made of all the sessions, so hopefully that's a really good thing. We'll get them up as soon as we can after the summer school so you can go back and look at things. As far as I'm aware, I don't think your faces will be in them, but your questions might be, just so you know. That's it. Yes, okay, Slack. If you'd like to join us on Slack, everybody looks like they may have done that. Got here, venue and accommodations, and we all have the website. So for today, the next thing we have is our keynote, who Emily will be introducing. After that, we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back for another session before our next break before dinner.